Hi everyone, this is my third video now with solving equations with pictures. If you missed the other two, go back and check them out before you try having a go at this one. So today we're going to be looking at equations where we're solving where we've got an unknown on both sides of the equal sign. So we've got unknowns on both sides. In this case we're using x. Okay, my equation is 4x is equal to 2x plus 8. And the first thing, as always, is we're going to draw a picture. We've got to draw a box for x, and we need 4 of those. So there we have my 4 x's. You'll notice they're all the same size because x is a number. We don't know what it is, but it's the same number throughout. Okay, so we've got my 4 x's, and usually if they were equal to a number, I would just put a big line along here showing what they were equal to. But they're not. They're equal to 2x plus 8. Well, that's okay. We'll just have to draw another picture and show that my new picture is going to be equal to this picture. So what I'm going to draw is 2x plus 8. Now I can't draw x a different size. It's got to be the same. So I'm going to have 2 x's and then plus 8. So there's my 2 x's, and I've made sure that they're the same size as the ones above. And now I need to add 8, so I'm going to add my box for 8. Now, I could just make it this size or this size, but what I need to make sure is that the whole bottom row is equal to the whole top row, because that's what the question says. It says make 4x equal to 2x plus 8. So I've drawn my 4x, and now I just need to draw my plus 8. There it is. Okay, so the aim of what we're trying to do is trying to find out how much x is worth. Well, I know that x is the same as x, so that's handy. X is the same as x, that's handy. But these 2 x's are equal to 8, and that's really useful. Because if I know that 2 x's are equal to 8, then I can work out what 1x is. Yep, you guessed it, we're just going to divide it in. 8's divide into these two boxes, and these ones over here kind of cancel each other out. So these two kind of cancel each other out, and so do these. So we're just left with 8 that goes into these two boxes here. You've probably worked it out by now that x equals 4. We can check that this is correct by just sticking a 4 over each one of the x's and checking that the top row is still equal to the bottom row. Okay, so I've just replaced all the x's with 4s, and I've got 4, 8, 12, 16 on the top row, so that's 16, and on the bottom I've got 4, 8, plus another 8 is 16, so it definitely works. If I'd got a different number, it wouldn't have worked, and you can check that for yourselves. Let's look at one more. So this one has got a more complicated expression on the left and a more complicated expression on the right. But again, we can just draw pictures, and to save some time, I'm just going to draw them straight away. Okay, so I've got my 3 x's up top and my 2 x's down below. So I've got 3x, and I'm going to have to take off 4 one of these. So I'm going to draw that by just dragging it across. Now just remember, underneath the whole thing is x, but I've just taken off 4. So this amount from here to here, no further, is the 3 x's minus the 4. Okay? And for the bottom part, I need my 2 x's plus 1 to be equal to 3x minus 4. So it's not going to be any longer than that. It's not going to be there. It's got to be equal to, it's got to be in line with the 3 x's minus the 4. Now remember, the goal is just to work out what x is. So here I've got x and that's equal to x. Well, that doesn't help me. Here I've got x and that's equal to x. Well, that doesn't help me. So it's going to have to be something to do with this. It might help if I split it up just a little bit. So if I just drag this one here, keep it lined up at the end there. Hopefully you can see that the x is equal to the 4 plus the 1. So altogether, x is just worth 5. And again, you can check you've got it right by just replacing the x's with 5s, or just substituting them in. So we've got 5, 10, 15. Don't forget to take away 4. So 5, 10, 15, take off 4 is 11. So that first side, or the left-hand side, or the top, is worth 11. And the bottom, 5, 10, add 1, 11. So it works. And again, it wouldn't have worked with any other number. Check it if you don't believe me. Okay, just one final one to have a go at. This one's 4x plus 1 is equal to 2x plus 7. Let's give it a go. So here's my 4x plus 1, and that's got to be equal to 2x plus 7. So I'll just draw the 2x, and then plus 7, making sure that this line is equal to this line, because they're equal. So my 7 has to be the same length. Now I've got it drawn out perfectly. I'm going to do the last bit in pen, so I'm going to do it really quickly. We're trying to work out what x is. Well, x is equal to x, so they are kind of not useful for me. X is equal to x, again, not so useful. Here I've got 2x's plus 1 has got to equal 7. So that 1 is kind of in the same place there. If that bit's 1, then this bit, get rid of that 7, is just worth 6. Remember, this whole bar is still worth 7, but this bit's worth 6, this bit's worth 1. Okay? If that bit's worth 6, that's the same as 2 x's. So you guessed it, each x is worth 3. And again, we can check our work just by substituting in the 3 to check that the top bar does actually equal the bottom bar. So there I've substituted all the x's for 3's. You can see that 3 equals 3, so that's not going to be a problem. 3 equals 3, that's not going to be a problem. And 3 plus 3 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. So that's going to equal that. It's not going to be a problem. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Top bar's worth 13. And 3 plus 3 is 6, plus the 7, that's worth 13 too. 3 is the only value that works for x. And that's how we're going to solve equations with unknowns on both sides. Well done guys, just squares and square roots to go.